Hi, Spencer.
Hey, it's a little early to record, don't you think?
I don't know. It just started itself. I'm just gonna.
Well, welcome everyone to this team coaching and talent insights explainer meeting. We're glad that you're here, Frank and Agatha. Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm in the Netherlands,
You're in the
Rotterdam.
Netherlands. Where's home there?
Oh, Rotterdam.
In Rotterdam. And then we have Priyanka who is calling from Australia. Remind us where in Australia you are, Priyanka. Is that Sydney or
I'm in Sydney, yeah.
in Sydney? And then Frank calling from the Czech Republic. We are recording this. This is going to be shared with some of our other team coaches at Team Coaching International. My name is Spencer Horn. I am the president of Team Coaching International. And I am joined by my good friend Jane Zhang, who is the founder and president, CEO of Talent Insights. Yes?
Hi, and then Spencer, Agatha is really support CTPC so much. And then this time, one of the Combo Life company actually is the Rotterdam School of Management.
And you are associated with the Rotterdam School of Management. Is
Yes,
that right?
I work at RSM, Rotterdam School of Management, and I am director of coaching there. So I think it was a great opportunity that we could experience the team diagnostic thanks to Jane. So we are
Yes.
very happy that we could develop our team further thanks to this approach.
Well, that it's wonderful, and it's actually one of the ways that we are going to share that you can expand your coaching practice. There's going to be people who are listening to this that don't know what Come Alive is, but it is a way that we help our coaches actually get experience working with clients as part of our certification process. One of the biggest challenges that team coaches have is once they go through a certification, now you've got to start a business. You've got to, you want to hang your shingle out, so to speak, and start working with clients. And many don't know how to get started. How do you source those? Priyanka, you didn't have to turn your camera on. That's so nice of you.
Right. I was feeling okay to turn it on.
Um, but Priyanka, that's one of the concerns that you have, right? You've gone through certification. It's like, now how do I source and start my practice actually? And it's the biggest. I hear that from more coaches than anything else. What do I do? How do I grow? How do I find and source these clients? And so I'm so glad that Jane is here because she has an entire team of people that this is what they do is they have been doing this now for how many years? Oh,
14, 14
14
plus. Yeah.
14 plus. So you obviously know what you're doing and she what I wanted her to do is share some of the ways that she is able to find larger clients. And it's really difficult to work with a client that had, multinational, many different decision makers. There's a complex process of doing that. But I think the biggest challenge, Jane, that we have as coaches is gaining trust and showing relevance and being able to solve a problem for a business when they don't know who we are. So I would love it if you would share some of how you actually overcome those challenges in your client development.
Well, that's is a big topic. I'm Jane. I start from one-on-one coach as well, and then later on shift to team coaching with TCI. I love the TCI methodology, and then I think at very beginning, Phil, the founder from TCI, he noticed a lot of people learn coaching. However, more and more it's more like a hobby or like a really interesting area and then still doing coach training or consultation, doing other stuff to cultivate this hobby because it's so difficult to start the business, to treat coaching as a real business. So that's the base, that's the background, then why he created team coach, want to bring coaching to business. So I can share partly like how we do that, like different ways. Yeah. One is really like at very beginning, people at that time 2012 and no one knows like what is coaching even.
What is team coaching?
Yeah, what is that? So when you talk about like coaching, people think it's still, like it's like a group. Even coaching itself is a big question mark. And then team coaching, think maybe training, or maybe it's like a facilitation and all this. So it is very difficult to sell team coaching. And I think I also heard some of our students share the pain, like I'm so passionate about team coaching. So I went to my client and I explained that. I did exactly the same. I had that mistake as well. So after learning and
Hold
especially
on, hold on. Are you saying it's a mistake to explain what team coaching is?
yeah, at that time I just feel like, you know what, this is really powerful because I was HR before and now I'm a coach and I learned team coaching is such good tool, for OD and then for business, So I'm so passionate, so concentrated, just explaining what is team coaching. Yeah, so I think this is the very beginning, the aha moment. So instead of sitting at my chair to sell, so-called to sell the team coaching concept, instead of that, try to listen to our client. What's the pain point from them? What do they care about? And what they're really expecting. And then so many things when we listen to that, and then you will hear what's the linkage with the 14 elements we talk about, like positivity, productivity is soft, is hard, decision making, strategy. We can link back to that. So later on we can talk about that all, but this
Okay,
is
but I already have a question, Jane. So my
okay.
question is, and I know that Priyanka is thinking the same thing. Agata, I don't know you well, but great, you have that conversation and you ask about what the problems are. How do you even get that conversation in the first place? Right, Priyanka?
Yeah. Okay.
So how do I get that conversation where I can ask those types of questions? Where did you source that? How did you create that opportunity? Because that is what you're doing is exactly right, but how do you get that opportunity? What's that step?
Yeah, the remember I just mentioned my mistake was like when there's a training, I start to explain like I have something better, like team coaching, try
So
to.
these are what so I'm interrupting, sorry. These are already existing clients that you have.
So that piece is not team coaching clients. It's just existing, could be your training client, could be your even one-on-one client. So
Yeah,
it could be your training client, but instead of deliver that training, for example, they were saying, you know what, I see the communication issue, or they
yeah.
don't know how to handle conflict. Can you provide a training on that? Yeah. So at this moment, instead of we just say, oh yeah, training, or we start to sell team coaching,
That's
stop,
it.
stop, pause, and then we listen to like, hey, what is the pain? How you communicate? And then what's the impact to your business? And what do you expect from that session? We don't call it training, we don't call team coaching, right? What do you expect from that workshop? And then we listen to the words. For example, they will say, you know what? They just communicate. Sometimes they just inform, not effective at all. You cannot count that as a effective communication. But in fact, they are not missing the skill of effective communication, but just whether I'm willing to engage other people in my decision making could be. So just tune your listening. It could be related to TCI's alignment, decision making, and could be constructive interaction, could be
Yeah.
even trust. So we start to listen to that antenna. What are the things going on? What's the linkage? What's the problem? And what is the linkage between the issue and our 14 elements?
Okay, I want to stop you here for just a second. And anybody who has questions, I want you to do the same. What you're doing is, I think, is brilliant. They're saying they have problem A, and you are taking that deeper and saying, "Are you sure problem A is the problem?" Because if you say it's a communication problem, I love, it's probably a team issue where there's silos or they're not they're not willing to communicate. They know how, they're just not doing it. And so part of our job as a coach is to help them see what the problem really is. And there's a concept, there's a book called The Challenger Sale. Uh, a lot of times the client doesn't know exactly what they need. So part of our responsibility is to help them understand what it is that they need. And that's what I'm hearing you say, Jane. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, it's exactly full
Okay,
of
keep going.
curiosity. Drop the team coaching selling part,
Yeah.
but try to listen to them. Yeah. And then the other one could be like a one-on-one coach, one-on-one coaching. You are having one-on-one coach, and then you start to listen to, okay, so yes, this is about the leader, how to really like manage the team and other things. Then you start to curious about like how does this team leader look at his or her team? So that can link back to our TLV, like team leadership view, and then how this snapshot shows. And then sometimes it could be a great BD tool. Like if I see my team like this, it actually reflect my leadership. And then you follow up with a question like, okay, then how about other team members? They see the team. How do they see the team?
Yeah, and I think that is so you're taking your individual coaching and you're leveraging that to say, this is an opportunity to, again, ask more questions that get them thinking. They're like, yeah, I would like to know what my whole team thinks. And that's a great introduction to then saying, well, let's have a conversation. I have an assessment tool for the team. I'd love for you to try it out and assess how you, I mean, you could, that can go right into what's called the team leader view. So for those of you who are certified team performance coaches, you have unlimited use. And I'm going to explain why this is a huge business development tool for you. But that could lead to, and then how do you lead that into a TLV discussion?
Yeah. So we always say if something you don't measure, you cannot increase, you cannot
Yeah.
change, right?
And
So
leaders like that language. They're like, yeah, I want to measure it. You're now
exactly.
speaking their language, right? They get excited when you say if you can't measure it.
Yeah, exactly. And then sometimes we feel like this is not just, yeah, exact for the leader and for the business,
Yeah,
for the HR business partner. Because when they actually propose this program, they also want to see what's the change, what's the result. And sometimes they just want to see, okay, this is a good program, but what does it mean for business? So you have measurements, and then you have the emotional part, you have the tangible, intangible part. That plays perfect. Yeah.
so all such great ideas. One of the ways that you also do business development is with what is called come alive, right? And so we talked about that in our introduction. When we do a coaching certification, we have an opportunity for those coaches who are part of the certification to actually practice with a live client. And we are doing this actually in September with our certification course, right? And we have, is it 3 days or 4 days before we do the come alive?
Yeah, we have 3 days, which is quite similar with master course in the past. And
Yep,
then TCI believes practice, practice, practice. So instead of in the lab, in the classroom, still a lab, right? You put different roles and this is rehearsal. We want you instead of like, you know, um, we want you to have real play instead of role play. So role play
right.
is important to learn the competence, but how about the real play? So day 4, we will send our students to the real clients, and then they start to have that real play to practice. And then day 5, they receive the feedback. So it's very interesting. And then because you have the chance to listen to the feedback, of course, from yourself, from your co-leader, from the team, as well from the project leader and the mentor coach. So really few dimensions, no? And then also from last June in Shanghai, actually one of the client is Roche, the other client is NVIDIA. So both clients actually say, yes, we like it. How about we continue the journey? So until yesterday, both teams, they continue their journey. So this is
So let me reiterate what I just heard. So what will happen is, so Priyanka, you just went through the master class, right? You're now going through the advanced learning or the advanced learning part of it. So do you know how in the master class we would do role plays with like the Evergreen team or the Crimson team, and we would have to role play with each other? Instead of that, we are teaching you the concepts, and at the after 3 days, we actually have called a client. So, one of my contacts in the Netherlands is Project Management Institute Netherlands. So I contacted the president of that association, who happens to be connected to all kinds of biopharma industry in the Netherlands, and we said, "Here's what we're doing. We're doing this coaching certification, and we would like to offer an opportunity to do a team diagnostic for your board for free." And all of these board members work for different companies, but they're part of this nonprofit board, which we are going to come in and do a team diagnostic. We'll send them the team diagnostic, and then our new coaches will actually be the coaches and go through the team diagnostic data just like we would do practice. It's real play instead of role play, exactly what you said. But the master coaches, Jane and I and others, will be there to back you up. And we go through that process. And what Jane, you just said is that give or that free demonstration then develops into ongoing business with that client. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, of course, this is not like we want to send the students to practice the team coaching skills, competencies. They will be the key like expectation, but it naturally happened, because the clients they experience what it look like is a team coach. So they taste it instead of we describe what it
Yeah.
looks like, what is it. So now they taste it. And especially team coaching is always a journey. It's a never just one-time thing. So we will have kickoff, we will have, like open, where is the problem, where is the issue? We want to, as a team, to grow together. So this is a great start, let's say. Yeah.
Yeah, this is wonderful. So these are some great ideas. What have either of you heard that stands out to you that you like?
Yeah, the other thing I feel like HR sometimes is really okay. Sorry, Frank raised a question here. Uh,
Yeah,
how to give flexibility to meet new. Yeah, so during the coaching itself, sometimes the clients will have some new request. Maybe they send to the coaching program. The needs is for individual development, but when they talk and talk, naturally they will mention something like related to my team or maybe related to the other team, not necessarily their own team, but like other teams, how they collaborate together, how they break the boundary. So this will naturally also create a new need for team coaching is at a higher level, not just, in this team, within this team. Yeah. So
great.
this happens very frequently. Yeah. Okay. So back to your question, Spencer. HR, sometimes I think is HR or business leader, they are such powerful internal sales, we call them, because we have few cases is HR join our classes. They come and then get training. For example, one real example is one of that is from Gilly. That is 2016 maybe. At that time, they sent their leaders to come to our class, one HR and one business leader. They came to our certification program. They just want to know what's happening there. And after the training, actually in middle of the training, they already asked, it sounds so great, amazing. Can you just come to our company and then help us to deliver the team coach? And I want to co-lead with you. So this is something naturally started is HR is internal sales. So they get to know the tool, especially when HR and business leaders are both on site.
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah.
That's and we do that at Team Coaching International. We have coaches that have been through our programs and they want us to then come to their companies and actually do it and watch us and that's great. But for the person who doesn't have that opportunity, I'm going to share my story because in 2014 I took my first master class and with Phil Sandall, who was one of our founders, and then in 2017 I finished my certification and I was able to go out and start working with clients. I had my own business. I mean, at the time I was. I was running my own training and professional speaking. But how did I get started in sourcing clients? I want to share some of the steps, and we've got a handout for you with 20 different ideas, including some of what Jane just shared and my process. I'm I love the fact that there is so much work out there in the world, so much work. Only 10% of teams are high performing, which means there's a lot of pain and a lot of dysfunction out there. And our job is to just find it and demonstrate basically that we can solve that pain. People don't care what you know or how many letters you have behind their name. They want to know, can you make their pain go away? And that's really the premise of what you were saying early on, Jane, right? It's don't describe team coaching, focus on their pain and their struggle, which is exactly where you started off, and that's the right place to start. But let's just talk about how to get started. This is so basic, and let me, Agatha, can I ask you a question? So are you a coach? You said you're a coach.
Yes, I am a coach.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. How much how many outreach calls or touches do you make outbound to find prospects on a daily basis?
But now my situation is a little bit different because I am employed and I work full time in
So
this
you don't
organization,
have an
so I don't
outreach.
have to. But when I was a coach, I hated doing this and I was pressed against the wall. And it wasn't before I ran out completely of my savings that I took the phone and I went through the list of my, the people I knew, the contacts, and I started calling and being, so bold and saying like, hey, I have this very valuable thing, I can help you out, or maybe you know someone who would be interested, or maybe we can start with a, like you call it, a taster, or like a small sample for you to experience, or like, anyways, but it was like very, very challenging. So I completely understand the question. Now I don't have to do this and I am very, very happy.
But that's great. But here's most people who want to coach have not earned the right to have a coaching conversation, and they're not always employed like you, right? So, but they're not reaching out, and when they do it in a way that maybe feels unnatural or they're being salesy. So I want to share with you how I did it, and but it starts with exactly what you said, Agata. Make a list of everyone that you know. Just make a list and don't judge anybody. I made a list of 100 people. Agata, nod your head if you know 100 people. Yes, okay, I don't care who they are. It's 100 people. And the mindset is it's not the people that you know that are going to help you, but the people that they know. In other words, they know somebody that they can introduce you to. That's the attitude. That's how I started. So when I called these people, I said, "Listen, these are my friends. They know me. They want to help me." I said, "I am starting a business, and I would love your help." I ask for one only referral, one. And the reason I ask for one is because in their brain that's manageable. They can understand it. If I say, do you know anybody? or anyone, or do you have someone you can refer me to? Someone is not as tangible as one. It's a distinction that's very, very important. Do you know one person, a decision maker, that might have some challenges in their business that could benefit from a approach to help their team be more high performing? Simple. Do you know one decision maker that might benefit from their team performing at a higher level that has some challenges with their team? And they would say, well, tell me what you do. And Jane, then I would describe what I do, a little bit about the process, because they asked me to. And they're like, wow, I might be interested in that. But I'm not talking to them as if I'm selling them, right? Remember, I'm saying, who do you know that could benefit from this? And so the conversation is very natural, it's very easy. And every day I'm doing this, very, very disciplined, especially in the beginning. Okay, so that's number one. That's that list. And you start, and if they say, yes, I have a name, make it easy for them. Write the email for them, tell them what to say, in how to introduce you, because that's the next ask. Can you introduce me to that person? Will you make a warm introduction? And that could be via email, that could be via phone call. That's it. So once that one person is done and you have a great experience with that person they've referred you to, they'll refer more. But only ask for one, and then tell them what to say on your behalf. Now, number two, one of the ways that I reach out is networking. I hate networking. Agatha, I love that you have a job, and I understand networking is such a pain in the butt. Have you ever been to those networking events where you go and everybody's trying to sell you? I have been to networking events where that's happened to me, and I just I do them wrong, Jane. When I go to the networking events, I want to talk to if I saw you, Jane, I would just talk to you because I already know you, right? Instead of talking to people who I could do business with. But the beautiful way to do networking today is through social media, specifically LinkedIn. Step number two is you are going to make your LinkedIn profile impeccable. You are going to make that profile your brand, as a brand that is that represents your capability in the best way possible, because you are going to use that profile to then reach out. Now, let me share with you one of the skills that I know Jane uses. You are looking for companies that have a change in personnel. Somebody's getting a promotion. Maybe there's a merger or acquisition. Priyanka, do you know some companies that you've done business with in the past that you would love to work with?
Yes.
So I want you to make a list of those companies in a vertical or an industry that you're already comfortable with, right? So you and I have talked about that. It could be list some of those companies that you're interested in, and what you're going to do is then you're going to put in. Does everyone know what Google Alerts is? I want you to look up Google Alerts, because you can ask Google to notify you anytime there is a notice on the internet or in the news, anywhere where there is something to do with these companies. A change in key personnel, a change in organizational structure, a notice of earnings up or down, right, Jane? What else? What else could you look for in a change that we're of a company status?
Yeah, sometimes their movement different, for example, from traditional car at that time, a few years ago, like move to electronic car, like some strategic movement, or sometimes it's like they expanded in some area in new facilities in somewhere else, or yeah, something like that. Anything. anything.
Yes.
So
Okay,
thanks.
great. So basically what you're going to do is you're looking for change before your competitors see it. And you can automate that, right? Um, these are announcements that are decision makers, alerts for job changes, new hires, headcount growth, a leader in a new role. These are opportunities to have a conversation. Somebody new in a role needs a coach. They just got a promotion. Guess what? They're worried about putting on the best foot forward. They're worried about making sure they have an impact. So you get this notification, and all you have to do then is via LinkedIn or email, reach out to them, congratulate them. Congratulations on your new role. Congratulations on this, your new strategy. Whatever it is, the wording can come later, but it's an opportunity to have a conversation. I'd love to connect with you for a few minutes and see what it is that your top priorities are, what you're working on. I want to congratulate you. I have an opportunity to work with teams with X, Y, and Z. Is it worth a 15-minute conversation?
So
I do
that's
that.
a great idea, Spencer. Question. So it's like sometime when people, like every day you receive emails, some people you don't know. Yeah. So and then you feel like, who's behind? So what's the reminder you give to the people right now are listening? Like what is so key when they drop that letter?
It's customized. It is not. It is real. You've done research on them. I do this every day, Jane, and I just got a response today, which I haven't even looked at yet for one of my outreach. And I am booking appointments all the time, every day. I do 5 outreaches a day. Some of them are for just this, and I've automated it so that it's really easy for me because I get the alerts, and then I customize every notice, and it's with my voice. And anyway, so here's what happens: you can do this on Google Alerts, you can do this on Sales Navigator on LinkedIn. These notices will come to you, and there are company career pages. There's press rooms. There's industry association newsletters if you have associations that you want to be associated with. And then there's your own database. Like Jane, you're connected to your clients. When something happens that you know of, you reach out to them. That's when they need help. So now it's important that you've already made your LinkedIn profile impeccable, because when you then reach out and send a notice, they look you up, they stalk you. Do you want me to show? Is anybody interested in me showing what I'm? Let me see if I can practice what I preach here.
It
You
would
guys
be
are
great
gonna.
if you share. That Frank is asking the sharing of how.
Well, he's asking the sharing of how.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong one. Hold on. Let me share my LinkedIn profile, shall I? Okay. Um, People are always selling me on LinkedIn. Look at this. So I am going to be speaking in Warsaw in November. One of the things that I did is I reached out to everybody on LinkedIn that I know, and I said, "Hi, Piotr. I am keynoting the 21st International Congress of the PMI Poland chapter in Warsaw, November 19th through 20th. Here's their theme. My session is about this. And I would love to hear what your members are wrestling with this year. Is it worth a 15-minute call? I usually learn as much as I contribute. I want to hear from the people I'm going to be speaking to what challenges they're facing." Well, guess what? Today he said, "Sure. If the topic is still relevant, then of course, maybe towards the end of next week. Thank you. Here, can we schedule a call?" And what I'm going to ask him is I'm going to spend time asking him, what are the challenges that project managers are experiencing in Poland right now? Now, I'm connected to Piotr on LinkedIn, but I don't know much about him. But that outreach creates an opportunity to figure out the challenges and then potentially create another conversation. I am constantly having conversations with people on LinkedIn about, hey, let's meet, let's have a conversation. Here is somebody that came to one of our webinars that I put on. That's another thing. I've got a whole list of things you can do. She attended one of my webinars. Now she is interested in talking to us. Right? Let me see if I can find another one. Here's another one in Poland. Same note. I reached out to her. She says, "Hi Spencer, happy to have a chat. Best regards." So what I'm doing is I'm making an opportunity of something that I am doing elsewhere. I am going to be speaking at a conference. And so I'm reaching out to people that are potentially in the audience just to create a conversation. What do I want to do? I want to listen. I want to ask all those questions that Jane talked about. What are the challenges you're experiencing? How are you addressing them? Where are those approaches you're taking succeeding? Where are they failing? Comments, questions. Frank, is that you say that's helpful? That's just one idea. I've got so many more.
20.
Yes, I have 20. But that's thank you, Agatha. But that's when I'm taking advantage of an opportunity. I'm also reaching out to people that I don't know. Would you like to see some of the emails that I'm sending out? Anybody? I'm showing you my back office. Is that okay? Please don't judge all of the tabs I have open. That's just how I operate. You guys probably don't do that, but I use them all. So let me share my, you might see things. Here's actually working on the Come Alive right now. That's the email. So let's look at my sent emails. And let's go, look at this. Congrats on Chief People Officer at Hunt Electric. Megan, congratulations on becoming Hunt Electric's first Chief People Officer. 11 years earning that from the inside is rare. It means you already know exactly what high-level, talented, and genuine looks like there and what the gaps are. I work with construction and trade leadership teams on exactly the transition you're stepping into, turning good individual performers into one aligned team. Worth a short call to see if it fits Hunt Electric's plans? Boom. That's it. Let's see if we can find it. Go ahead.
Is this
Yeah.
a person that you haven't had any connection with before?
Never
So
talked to them before in my life.
and that's from the alerts.
Yes.
And you just have to have their email, right? Because you write
Yes, and
the
I'll show you how
testimony.
to do that. You can find that on their website. You can find that via tools. You can find that via a LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I'll show you another way that I do that. I'm going to search you, Agatha. How's that?
Please go ahead.
Okay, here's another one. Team performance topic for future APC. Hi, Megan. I noticed Alana Hill is speaking at the APC this September. This is just, they have a conference. Somebody I know, Alana Hill is somebody I know. I don't know Megan, but I know Alana. And so what I have done is I have put alerts anytime somewhere that Alana or 50 other speakers that I know are speaking at a conference, I get notified. And I have my AI find them. And I've trained my AI in my brand, in my voice, in my what I speak about, and then it wrote this email for me. Hi, Megan. I noticed Alana Hill is speaking at APC this September. It's a good sign that team performance and leadership resonate with your audience. I work in the same space from a different angle. My keynote, One Team, One Playbook, is built for people who keep an executive world running. The trust and accountability systems that make team function as one, not 8 people doing their own thing. I'd love to be considered for a future APC. Is it worth a short call to explore a fit for 2027 or 2028? Now, does this work? Well, let's see. Let's see if I can find. Um, Here we go. This is 4 hours ago. This was a follow-up. Amy, following up once more, then I'll leave it with you. The CFA partnership on last year's summit was smart. Joint events like that are hard to align and harder to fill the room. That's the exact muscle I speak on. Getting people rowing in one direction fast. In next year's summit shaping up, I'd love to be considered. Happy to send a one sheet or hop on a quick call. Here's her this morning. Thank you for reaching out. I'm in the process of finalizing major details for our 2027 conference. Welcome to send me some ideas you may have to speak on for consideration. The dates will be May 16th through 18th for planning purposes. I haven't even responded to her yet because I've been planning today. That's a lead that just came to me this morning from my outreach.
Amazing.
So I am looking for a speaking event. I am looking for a change in company status, anything to get an edge or just an outreach, but it has to be customized, right? I notice it's not just a blank for everybody. Okay. Comments, questions. What did you? Oh, Agatha, you asked how I find that. All right, so let me do this. I'm going to copy your name if that's okay, because I don't know if I. Hold on, let me see if I can. All right, I can't. You're going to have to help me. So let's go back to one of the tools that I have, because again, you got to invest in yourself if you're running a business. So here's one of my tools. It's called No More University. It's an AI. I'm going to log in. Don't steal my login. I'm kidding. I know you won't. Oh, rubbish. Now I have to do. I am sorry. I thought this would be already logged in. All right, hold on a second. I got to go to my email and get my code. Jane, will you talk while I'm doing that?
Yeah, please. Yeah, so I think it's a great, Spencer, that this is very practical, and then also it's like can start from zero, no? And like if I don't have any client, don't have any, I
Yes,
cannot list down the people I know, then I still can use these tools to figure out who will be the first contact.
that's right.
Yeah.
Now, I can find out about conferences, I can find out about companies, I can find contact information. So let's just try Agatha, because I don't know you. So let's try to find you. Agatha, and would you spell your last name for me?
It's in the
I know I can't see it. I'm on here.
okay,
Just
Kuflewicz.
Wicz. That
Yeah.
it? Kuflewicz?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And can you tell me what's the name of your company? I
Uh,
would know this, but
Rotterdam School of Management.
Rotterdam School of Management. Oh, come on. Why is that happening? Rotterdam School of Management. And it's located in Rotterdam, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just do a search, and it's going to get if it doesn't if your email is not out there on the internet certified, it will guess. And that's okay because it'll tell me if it's 75 or 90% sure. I will send an email to a guest email, and then my system will tell me if it bounces. If it bounces and I can't find anything, what I do is I actually pick up the phone and I will call the Rotterdam School of Management, and I will say, hey, I'm just reaching out. I'm attempting to send Agatha an email, and the email I have is bad. Could you please confirm her email for me? And 90%, I've never had anybody turn me down. I get that email. So right now, this is probably not your email, is it?
It is my email.
It is?
75% chance, and then yes, correct.
So it's her email. So I have now found her email. But here's what I want to show you. Now, I want to do a personal analysis of Agata. I am going to show you what I can do here with this tool. Rotterdam. I'm going to put in where she's located. That's optional. Her company is the Rotterdam School of Business, yes?
Management.
Management, sorry. School of Management. And your profession is coach?
Coach.
Uh, uh, Associate Director of Coaching.
Associate Director of Coaching. Let's say I've never met Agata before, but I now know where I want to connect with her because she's on my companies that I want to work with. I want to work with Rotterdam School of Management. I know Agata's name. She's probably somebody I want to connect with. So I am going to do I've got her email. I'm going to send out a request, and I'm going to get this is you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to schedule a short call with her to get to know her. Well, I would like to know a little bit about her before I have that conversation. I want to have confidence that I can use words that will appeal to her. And it's researching all about you, Agata. Are you interested?
Philanthropy. Well, I don't hide myself in the internet, so I think I made it easy for the tool to research to do this research on me. But I'm curious, very curious, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to get profile. I'm going to get your disc profile. I'm going to get your
I
Kobe
hope.
index.
Yeah, I hope no sensitive data is going to come up now
Agata, are you ready?
because it's being recorded, all right?
Oh, we better not do that then.
No, not possible.
It will have your mission statement here.
Yeah, probably my interests, my preferences, the words
Is
that
that
I can
okay?
use.
If you don't want that, I won't do it.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm really, really curious. I think it's going to show psychological safety, maybe team coaching. Oh, let's see.
It's checking podcast. Look
Yeah,
at this.
and I have a digital footprint from my previous projects. So it's not unified. So
Look at this.
probably.
Psychological profile, reading the research, personality frameworks, verifying
Oh,
facts. Okay, look at this. Lead with the psychology behind the work, not just coaching credentials. She thinks, where did it go? It's printing all this stuff. Look at this. Former corporate leader who traded a decade of climbing organizational ladders for the quieter, deeper work of helping others. Core values: depth over speed, human development is the real work, stewardship over self-promotion, curiosity across unconventional paths, community over solo achievement. True?
well, that's definitely very nice to hear. That's a
Personal
good
mission
analysis.
statement.
Yeah.
This is your personal mission statement. I
Okay.
want to help find the steadiness in themselves and let them stay open when things get hard. Underlying motivations,
Mm.
decision-making style,
Wow.
personality frameworks, emotional intelligence, communication guide. Here you go. Lead with the psychology behind the work, not just coaching credentials. Invite her into peer dialogue rather than transactional ask. Give her room to reflect before responding. Action language. Integrate, develop, cultivate. Look at this. How would you like to be able to... Now, I can get all of this information on anybody. You want me to copy that and send it to you?
Well, yes, of course.
Okay. Now, let's do your company. So I can do insight on the Rotterdam. I want to know about Rotterdam School of Management. Now, do you know what the website is? I could look it up, but
It's rsm.nl.
RSM,
SM.
uh-huh, .nl
I think so.
at,
Oh no, it's just the website. It's the rsm.nl.
okay,
The www.
got it.
rsm.nl.
So the same thing, I can do analysis, I can do industry analysis. So what this does is if you know the kind of businesses you want to work with, you can get all kinds of insight. What's happening in the marketplace? What are the challenges they're facing? So when you talk to people, you are actually prepared to speak their language. When you talk to individuals, you can speak to them in a way that they are heard. Now, we're running out of time, and I've got so many other ideas. Let me come back to this, okay? I want to keep moving with some other ideas. So once you have finished your LinkedIn profile, you've created a list of clients that you would love to work with. You want to identify the decision maker that you would be comfortable reaching out. It could be the chief human resource officer. It could be the CEO or the president, and then you want to create those alerts. Create a reason to contact them. Here's another thing that you could do. You could look at their LinkedIn profile, stalk them, read their posts, comment on their posts. Do not ask for anything. Give. In other words, read their post and add to the dialogue. If they've written an article, comment on that and take your perspective and recognize what they have created. And tag them when you do that with the @ symbol. What that does is let them know that you've made a comment on their post. Then they say, who is Priyanka? Who is Agata? And they click on your name and they look at your profile and they see, oh my goodness, this is an accomplished person. So you have just made an outreach, not an ask, just a connection. Then what I do is after I've done that, I actually send an invitation, and it's a invitation that is specific. Hey, Agata, I see that you are associate, I'm sorry, I forget everything, at the Rotterdam School of Management. Looks like we have X, Y, and Z in common. I would love to connect if you're open to it. And I send you an invitation. 40% of the time, I get an acceptance. Now I have an opportunity to reach out and say, I'd love to have a virtual coffee with you. I wanted just to get to know a little bit about you. Again, I'm not asking anything. And I set it up for 15 minutes. 10 minutes, I'm learning about them. And in the last few minutes, I say, what could I tell you about what I do? And they ask, what do they do? And I say, here's what I do, but I'd love to actually demonstrate it. I would love to send you an assessment that shows how your team is performing on productivity and the conditions that enable productivity to sustain itself. Are you interested? Would you be willing to take that? There's no catch other than in order for me to do this, you have to invest 60 minutes with me to go over the results. That's it. And most of the time they say, yeah, I'll do it. And I send them a team leader view. And once they do that, I send them an invitation to have a conversation, and I review their team leader view with them. That leads to more conversations. Comments, questions?
I have a question. So does this mean that you also have a assessment which is free of charge that you can start from with your clients, prospects?
That is correct. Once you become a certified team performance coach with Talent Insights or Team Coaching International, we give you access to the team leader view as part of your business development toolkit. And you can send that out to anybody that you want. I speak to CEO peer advisory groups. And if the topic is team performance, one of the things that I do is I give every single person that I'm going to be speaking at that conference a team leader view. And I will actually demonstrate some of the team diagnostic processes, and I'll talk about the model We won't do a whole team diagnostic because they're not all a team, but they all have their own team leader view, which leads to a one-on-one conversation with one of those CEOs if they want to have it. But it's all free. We provide that so that you can have the excuse to have a conversation with a decision maker. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, no. So the leader view is just the perspective of one person. This is not a team assessment. It's the same questions that one person does it. Okay,
Yes.
good.
And when you send that team leader view out, here's the play. Once you've gone through it and they're like, wow, because then they can really see where the challenges are. There's 14 elements that we're measuring, right, Jane? It's, as you said, they had a communication problem, but they really have a trust problem, or they don't know how to have conflict, right? And it shows, and then you can say, would you be interested to know what the rest of your team thinks? Jane, that's what you were talking about earlier, right? You said that same thing. When you're having the one-on-one coaching session, this is your perspective, but what's the team's perspective? And then all of a sudden curiosity grows and said, we can do this as a team diagnostic. And what is the value of the team diagnostic? Well, now it's not just you as the leader and people saying, well, yeah, that's what the leader thinks. It's the entire team, and they can't run and hide. And once we have measured what the team feels, now real change can happen. As you're describing that to the leader, they're like, yes, I see that. I understand that. Let's do the entire team. Okay. Do we want to just do a diagnostic, or are you looking for real change?
Yeah, the reason behind Agatha why TSAP provide this free TLV is really when Phil started this team coaching, is really want to help people to start business. So this one is totally free, and also as long as you get trained, then you get free, the long life free. So we never see this in other company, but I see even in the courses you will notice he not just show you the competence, but also open the curtain to show you why we design that. Why is that? So not just the what and how, but also show you why. Even give you the timeline, everything. So he is really keen into help people to start the business. Yeah.
I am going to show you. Listen, I'm going to show you the back slides. I have some slides here, and yes, I'm not there. You're going to see the other slides on the side. That's okay. But so the very first thing I do is I make that list of 100 names, and I ask, would you be willing to recommend me to one business decision maker who could benefit from what I do? That's the first step. Next, make your LinkedIn profile impeccable. I'm going to send all of this to you, right? And you need to make it strong. And I can help you, Priyanka. You and I are working on that, aren't we?
Yes.
And so that's what you want to do, is you want to make it really strong. Okay, choose one or two industries that you know from your own career. You understand their pressures. You understand the vocabulary. It could be healthcare, pharma, technology, financial services, whatever it is. That doesn't mean you have to stay there, but start there. You want to leverage your experience, your expertise, knowing their language, right? And then you can expand into other verticals. Next, find those decision makers. Build that list of who you want to connect with. And there's a lot of ways that you can do that, right? There's Google alerts. There's just your own personal research on LinkedIn and I can teach you how to find them. Even if you don't have the paid version, the free version is powerful. You can find the right decision makers. Give away your expertise. That's the team leader view. Even maybe you have another tool that you use, a behavioral profile. Just any excuse to demonstrate your experience. I call that putting wood into the fireplace, right? You want to get a fire going with your clients, you've got to contribute some wood to make that fire happen. This is my investment in a prospect. I give away coaching. Jane did the exact same thing with the Come Alive, going into your company, Agatha. We are investing in you. We're investing in, and we want to demonstrate it. And when you see it, the people involved are going to go, I want this. I want, and that's what we do. You give that demonstration. Now, here's one of the things I haven't talked about yet. Partner with established coaches. One of the benefits of being part of the Talent Insights and Team Coaching International network is you're going to meet other coaches. And those that are established, you might offer your services, say, I'd love to come help just to learn and support you in any way. But as you demonstrate your competence, then and the relationships you develop with other coaches, they may call on you to join them, which is a revenue source, right? Jane, I know you actually regularly call on other coaches out in your network to help you with your clients, do you not?
Yes, of course, especially right now, we support a lot of companies coming from China, but they invest in Europe. And then we definitely need cross-culture, this kind of perspective. So one Asian coach and then one is from Europe or US.
And so, and you pay them to come
Yes,
and
of
help you with your client because the client is paying. So what I'm saying is you develop those relationships with other coaches and you create those opportunities. That's what a lot of coaches do.
yeah.
Stop looking for clients who want team coaching. Start looking for the business situation where a team has to work differently to succeed. That's what Jane talked about. That's
Yeah, and then
what I talked about.
one thing add on the Spencer is because sometimes we individual just graduated from training school is difficult, but for us we can show a lot of cases like successful cases. Yeah.
Well, and you want to create those cases as soon as you can because then you can start telling those stories. There's so much more here that we haven't had a chance to go in, but here's 14 more ways to find clients. Become a professional speaker, speak at events, speak at conferences, get involved in the ICF, even speak at ICF meetings for free, get involved in the Association for Training and Development. And ask every client that you do get for one referral. Again, one referral. Every time you work with a client and they have a great experience, say, who of your clients or your suppliers or your vendors might benefit from this? One. Other adjacent coaches, like CHROs, EOS implementers, host leader roundtables. One of our coaches, Peter Horde, does that. He creates roundtables and gets other coaches together and they brainstorm. Get involved in chambers of commerce, network groups. There's so many opportunities. Here's a few more. Watch for trigger events. We've talked about that. Be a guest on a podcast. Start your own podcast and invite business decision makers to be on your podcast. Once you do that, you create a relationship with them that can develop into other work. Teach at a university or a place that's I can tell you're doing some of that, right? You work in an organization that this is what you do, and follow your champions, sponsor change companies that. There's so many ideas here. Case studies, what you just said, Jane, is you want to create those. Serve on a nonprofit board. There's so many. I'm running. We're out of time. Any last questions before we end? All right. Well, I have created a list of everything that I've shared with a description, including your first 30-day activities. Okay, so there is a list of things that you need to do week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. So for your 30-day plan to start building your business. And Henry, can you put a link to that in the chat so that they can download that?
Sure, 1 second.
If you're interested, that is, I'll give you these. Any other questions that you have or suggestions? What did I miss, Jane?
Yeah,
I missed
that's great.
talking about our CTPC.
Yes, of course. And then also, I think we can arrange another session to continue the dialogue. I think this is very helpful, especially help people, start from zero, and then we can arrange another session. Yeah.
Yeah, I went through some of those really, really fast. I would love to do, in an hour, it's hard. I'd love to do a hot seat. Frank, any other questions that you have for me?
Yeah.
All right.
Right, before we finish, we can share the Amsterdam course as well. Yeah.
Will you do that? Talk a little bit about that.
Henry probably will share the PowerPoint. Okay, we can just quickly share.
I have it too if you need me to start it.
Okay, I can. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So we just quickly share this from 22nd, September 22nd to 26th, we'll have our Amsterdam CTPC course. This is what we mentioned earlier, 3 days in classroom and fourth day go to real client to practice. And then the last day, the fifth day, we'll come back and then we will generate feedback. So the whole courses is really is very how to say experiential, and also you will also collect your, like Spencer mentioned, in future you can also work together as a co-leader, and also for this coaching session experience, you will collect the CCU according to ICF as well. Yep. So if any interest, please contact us.
Yeah, if you already have your certification, like you're already a coach with us, you can come and attend at this and re-audit, right? And or just come and attend the come alive portion of it. There's those options available to you.
Oh yeah.
Um,
For the for the existing students, you already trained, come back to train again. For the content, you already trained, for example, master class, only 1/3 of the price. Yeah.
Right. And you can attend that, or you can attend the whole thing at a discount if you're already certified. But for those of you who are looking at this as an option to expand your already coaching skills, that's where the continuing education credits come. So not only do you get a new certification to work with teams, but you get your continuing education credits. So yeah, take advantage of that for sure. Well, I hope this was helpful. I just scratched the surface, and I have like I said, if you were able to download the the tool that I gave you. Did we get that in the chat?
No, can you put the name or the link to that?
You created the link.
I think it's okay. We can send to the participants. We have the email list. We can send to them. There is other people also,
Yeah,
and also including the video, the recording of the video. Yeah.
that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I thought you put it in a Google form, Henry. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, the one
Yes,
I put in was
yes,
the
yes, it was in the link, and then it took me to the Google Drive, and then it
Oh,
was there.
great. That's it. That's
Now I
all we
downloaded
wanted you to
it.
have.
Yes.
So, yeah. Thank you. And if anybody who is listening to this and watching the recording, reach out to Spencer at Altium or Team Coaching. Reach out to Spencer at teamcoachinginternational.com and I will send you a copy of this. So, all right, everybody. Good to be with you. Thanks for coming. Hopefully, it was worth you staying up for Priyanka, 2 in the morning.
Definitely.
Wow.
It's always,
Oh my goodness.
yeah. And it was good to meet some proactive coaches as well. So thank you.
My pleasure. Good to meet you, Agatha. I will send that information to Jane, who can send it to you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Good to
Great
meet you.
call.
All right. See you, Frank. Bye bye, Agatha. See you, Priyanka. Jane, you and I stay
Bye.
on for just a moment.
Yes, for a few minutes you can. Yeah.